final setup. Perfect. Okay. Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I know we have people on the call right now from Mpumalanga. We have people on the call from Knysna. We have people from Cape Town, obviously, here. And I'm very excited that we could win the couple tonight, a couple who is moving. And I deeply, deeply respect. And believe it or not, when I set up the call, I wasn't aware at all that it is Valentine's Day. So first of all, to all of you, happy Valentine's Day and a very warm welcome to Rihanna and Lukman Gese. I'm very, very blessed that we have you on the call tonight. Hello.
Hi guys, we're excited to be on this call.
So just for quality reasons, I put everybody on silent right now. We can see you in the video camera, so we see you're there. But anyhow, I unmute you later on so that everybody can ask questions. So if you have questions, just write later on the questions down. I see there's already a call party going on at Ria's house. She has a couple of people there. That's awesome. Cool. So just let's get into things. And Rihanna, probably you just want to share with us your story, a little bit of background from your side, or Lukman first. I don't know who wants to introduce himself first. I leave it completely up to you.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. And we're super excited to be on this call. It's actually an honor being here, so thank you for asking us to be on this call. My name is Rihanna, and that's my amazing husband Lukman. We found Herbalife in Herbalife. So thank you, Herbalife, for finding us. But we're just two normal people that just have a desire to change. And that's my amazing family. That's our biggest why. And as you can see, we also laugh at this photo because we're Muslims dressed up as in Christmas outfits at our fit camp, so having some fun. And I came to Herbalife because I couldn't find a job. My TV background, I had a background as TV journalism and photography, event coordinating and exec PA. And because of an accident, a big gate fell on top of me, changed my entire life within 7 minutes. I was physically disabled. I was overweight. I couldn't do much for myself. I wore braids for 3 years. And emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything was down. And when Herbalife I found myself, I had hope. I went from a size 40 to a size 8. I kept it off for 5 years, gained 20 kilos in my pregnancy. And just understanding the good nutrition, my entire life changed. And wanting to help others was most probably that. There we go, that's me. I was a size 40 in that picture. That little baby there is now 8 years old. And he's been eating the products for the last almost 7 years. And so has my bigger one, Sohail, who's 13. And, that picture that you see there is basically just in April 2012. I kept my weight off. I was a product of the product for many years. And when I felt pregnant, I was still a product of the product. Even though I gained 20 kilos, I'm back to my size, almost size 8. And just having fun and enjoying the rest of life.
And you look amazing. Lukman, you also want to give your product result while we're busy about the product results?
Yes, thanks for getting us on this call, for allowing us to speak to everyone, for everyone who's actually taken the time on Valentine's away from their partners. I joined Herbalife in 2011. I worked in clothing retail as a regional sales manager for 25 years. I found myself in a situation where I was depressed. I was overweight, and everything was a problem for me. I had to leave the job because I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't function. And I eventually found Herbalife because I was looking for an opportunity to for something to keep me busy. I started using the products which came in the bag. Found myself 8 months later, I found myself 30 kilos lighter. I went from wearing a size 38 to a size 28. My energy levels went right to the roof. And I also, in the process, I met this most amazing wife in Herbalife. So Herbalife does give you love as well. That you find the person that you are meant for inside of Herbalife. And the most amazing friendships that we've developed people that we know or we're going to be sharing the rest of our lives with is what we've actually found in Herbalife. And the money is just a product of, it's just a result of the work and the effort that we put into it. So yeah, that's basically my story. Thanks. Thanks.
It's absolutely beautiful, and congratulations to your great product result, and congratulations to the two of you. You're absolutely movers and shakers, and we watch you with an awe what's happening in Rihanna and Luqman's life, because I mean, I know you now since quite a while, but there was something happening last year emotionally, which really brought me to tears when I heard about it. And I'm not sure if you want to talk about it right now, but which made actually a huge turnaround for you. And then you started also with the bootcamp story. So basically, do you want to share a little bit your business side as well, and what I'm talking about, the emotional side? Is that possible from you to share tonight?
Yes, it's actually an honor to share. Maybe my story will inspire people. 2.5 years ago, I got divorced, and I was basically left broken financially as well as mentally, physically. My children were taken away from me, and I always knew that Herbalife was going to be able to give me that vehicle. But it didn't strike me up until I think it was August last year, when somehow or the other there was some, because of the divorce and everything else, I had to get another Herbalife ID. So I have 2 IDs. In that particular month, Herbalife paid me 2,000 some odd as wholesale, coming from an income of like 12,000 Rand. So I was lazy to retail and whatever, because I always had a backup. And when that amount came through, I mean, they paid me out later, but when that amount came through, I said to myself, Adriana, this is not worth this money, because I had to change everything. I had to change my rent schedule. I couldn't literally live on 2,000. And that's when I decided that, I'm going to take my business a little bit seriously, and I'm going to work so that I'm going to be able to have the ability that I'll never rely on my wholesale income again. Because the minute I did that, I understood that, we really take Herbalife for granted. We don't really understand that it's a proper business. For me, emotionally, because I always wanted my kids back. Whenever they were here in Cape Town, because my ex stayed in Durban, they were like, Mommy, we don't want to go back. We don't want to go back. And that was my biggest why. Because of finances, I wasn't able to keep them. And I just understood that, if I really do this deal, I'll be able to get the wholesale income and, be able to show to the court, listen, I do have income. I have this ability to be able to keep my kids. And that dream actually came through in January, when I was supposed to send them back and they didn't want to really go back. So I was able to just go to the court and say, this is my income. Can I keep them? And they said, yes. So that was our biggest why, that, whatever we do in Herbalife, we understand that we're doing it for our kids, and we're doing it for their, their future. Yes, so emotionally, I was in a very bad space. But that's also just prior to that, after my pregnancy, I realized that, I can't do this deal, because whether I was pregnant or not, it was like a no excuse attitude. And in fact, it was in June where I recommitted to go into the meetings every Tuesday. I wanted to get my 12-week certificate, the basic coaches academy. I wanted to fulfill it because everybody was talking about it. And I realized that, I can only teach what I know and I can learn. And that's where I started saying 12 Weeks Academy. And I finished it, and I was so excited. It was like a Grammy Award for me. But it was actually that recommitment to myself, recommitment to my family, recommitment to my business that actually decided everything else started flow when we recommitted to, doing, me personally doing the business. Because Luqman was still working at that time. Luqman only went full-time now in January, but he used to work at a call center, and that was irritating him all the time. But we used to use that as a reason for him to go to work so he could get customers. So I think, emotionally, that was the biggest part for me was, I had Herbalife was able to give me the opportunity to be able to bring my children back. And in the month of January, everything was chaotic in my life with school fees and books and whatever it is. But the passive income from Herbalife had given me that ability to be able to do it. I'm so excited this month. Just without our bonus alone, our passive income was 23,500 Rand. Our bonus hasn't even hit, and our organization is already sitting on 1,062 royalty points.
Wow, absolutely stunning. What Rihanna is talking about, when there's the income now, of more than 23,000. It means actually when the 2% bonus kicks in, they look at almost 40% more income. That's absolutely stunning. Absolutely, congratulations now already. Now tell us, you had a decision last year, which is related to our call tonight, where we want to talk about the boot camp. Now, you are not, as I know you, always the super hyper active sporty people. What made you deciding you want to do the boot camp?
Okay, I know when I think it was at Extravaganza at the LDW where Brett Aikman said to us that, you know, when they came out with the plan of the 500 times 3+2, he said to us that, you know, as an active world team member, your job only is to create a structure so that your team has support and where you can teach them how to teach the other stuff. And we realized that we didn't have a support structure for our customers. We didn't have a support structure for our team. Even though we had the nutrition club, we had an office where people used to come to, but the team wasn't using it. And a lot of people were not in our area. So we created the first fit camp. It was like in January 2015 when we just put something together, but we still didn't know what we were doing. So it was like 4 or 5 supervisors that we got together and said, you know, let's try this deal. Let's try and do it in whatever it is. We had no system. We were just doing exercise, you know, getting people in and, you know, helping them and just trying to convert them and whatever it is. But we just didn't know what we were doing. And then everything fell flat. I mean, because we didn't have a system. We didn't know what was happening. And then we found out about Jennifer Michelli. We watched the videos, you know, and I also always realized that whatever I do, I need to duplicate. So you saw 100% where I am not into exercise because of my knee. But before that, I used to be a Muay Thai fighter with a 6-pack and everything else. So I know about exercise. I know about the importance. And, you know, after the season, it became very difficult for me to even exercise a little bit because of the operation and the healing process and whatever. But I understood if I always look outside into my business, I'll be able to duplicate. And when I mean by that is I had people or I attracted people into my business that was able to do it. I mean, now I run a fit camp without me even being there. So I have my campus that's on the scale. I have them doing exercises, you know, because the fit camp is just a community place where you're getting people together and having fun. It doesn't matter what exercises you're giving them as long as they're having fun. So I just, we run it like that totally. I just sit and look pretty. I always tell them I'm there to take photos and look pretty.
Okay.
So
maybe let's go 2 steps back, because I mean now it runs easily. What did you do in the beginning? So you said you tried a little bit fit camp and somehow exercised it. This was not it. Then you found out about the system where we have these video clips from Jennifer Michelli, and obviously you were watching them and starting to follow them. But what was actually physically your first step, what you did when you said, okay, we start now boot camp? What did you do? How can I imagine we have people on the call right now, Rihanna, they really don't know what is a boot camp, how to start it, or they have heard about it and still have no clue how to get started.
Okay. The very first thing that we tell everybody is to watch the Jennifer Michelli videos and just to understand the concept of fit camp. So I think it's 3 videos and I think it's like an hour long or whatever it is. So that's the very first thing that we tell everybody that is interested in wanting to do it. Then we sit with them and we say to them, this is the flow. This is how we should do it and adapt it according to us, and how we must do it according to the South African market, because we need to incorporate trial packs into it. We need to incorporate a lot of other things into it. So the first step is going, you know, and watching the videos, and then sitting or sitting with somebody that knows the process in a sense of the system. Because, you know, when I started, LJ and Oliver and Yasir and JP, they were doing the system already. And we just started tweaking what they were doing because they have success. So everybody follows the same system, the same way of planning, very similar to Jennifer Michelli's way, but we just incorporate for the South African market. Does that maybe help you?
Okay, then just tell us your simple steps. So if I want to start tomorrow a boot camp, I say, now, oh wow, now I want to do a boot camp. Obviously, you plan first on a date, I assume. You set up a date and you want to get started.
Yeah, we set up 2 weeks. If you want to start anything, you just set up 2 weeks, find a church, a venue, any venue, whether it's big or small, you decide whether it's the park, whether it's a walking club, whether it is moms and tots. It doesn't have to be hectic stuff, but the flow in the system is exactly the same. So when you do start, it's the most.
Rihanna, sorry. You said the venue doesn't matter. You had the boot camp also throughout the winter already, am I right?
Yes. Yes. We were doing it in a hall. We first did it outside, and then we took it into a hall, and now we're back outside.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it doesn't matter where it is. So whether it is just 5-10 people walking together in the mornings,
Mm-hmm.
that's a fit camp. Whether it is 5-10 people doing exercise in your lounge, that's your fit camp. It's just a camp where people get fit. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's just a place where people will gather together. And when we understood that part of it, then we realized that, you know what, it doesn't matter whether it's big or small, because we were always looking at the big numbers and we were saying, hey, you know what, so many people have so many camps and so many fit campers and whatever. But we also started creating smaller of these units that started growing into bigger numbers. And that's where we got it right. So like I said, you'll start anyway, whatever you want to do. So you find something that you like doing. So whether it is, you know, if you're a mom, this is according to your time. You don't want to create something that you can't do.
Mm-hmm. So
so for us, is to tell everybody that you're doing this.
Sorry to interrupt there. What is your end in mind when you do now a boot camp? Because there is obviously a huge difference from the first time where you just met for somehow exercise, and now all of a sudden you're creating such a huge volume out of it, such a duplication out of it, so many new members. What is the difference now? What would you say?
Okay, the fit camp is just the funnel that we're using as a lead generation method. And if you follow the 500 times T+2 plan, your only job is to get 500 personal purchase volume and to get one member out of it. That's your only aim, and that's what we look for. We don't want to create masses, because you can't, you can't control masses when you're starting off and when it's yourself. So when we start anything, we're only looking for 500 points, whether it is through fit camp, through people in the fit camp. And when I mean by that, I say is, let's just say you have 5 people and 2 of them start on a 12 pack and 2 of them upgrade. You actually want to get into that per people certain of influence, so that you are growing in that also. So our only job is to get 500 points, personally purchase points out of it, and 1 member.
Okay. So now back to the technical stuff, back to the boot camp. How do you advertise your boot camp? Now, let's say you have said 2 weeks in advance, you decide, now I want to have the boot camp. It should happen in 2 weeks from now. That would be, let's say now it's the 14th of, so at the beginning of March, 1st of March, I start my boot camp. So what must I do now to attract people there? What is your method of advertising? What do you do?
The very first thing that we do is we tell everybody in the area that we're running fit camp. And it's as simple as, hey, have you heard of my fit camp? You know, what are you talking about? Oh, no, we're starting fit camp. We're doing this free thing for the community. So the local shops in the area will either have a free fit camp sign, you know, message me, inbox me, starts 1st March, or whatever date it is. And then you go to also, we create a Facebook page. It's very important, because a lot of people, some people have time and no money. Some people have money and no time. Now, we were on the impression that, you know what, we need to pay for advertising and whatever it is. But you can put your budget on Facebook as a Facebook boost post. So it's very easy. You know, it's 10 Rand a day. If you have 10 Rand, fantastic. You'll get 5 leads or whatever it is. But you have to boost your post, because that's going to reach the people in your area alone. If you put a high number, you're going to get to more people. If you put a low number, you're going to get to little people. So the knowing or telling every single person in the vicinity is one of your chores. And also creating your Facebook page. so that you can boost a post. It's very simple post. 4 weeks challenge starting, start so-and-so, pre-registration is available. Leave your email below. We always instruct people to do something, not please contact me or whatever. It's leave your email below, so immediately they will do it. And it becomes easy because they just type in some words instead of them emailing and WhatsApping or whatever. Just leave your email below or send a message. So that's the only way we advertise. And you can get, I mean, sometimes we get a post like for 5 cents, we get a lead. You know, your leads on a Facebook boost post is so easy and affordable to you what you want. So if you want high numbers, you're going to put a little bit extra money. And, you know, when I talk extra money, it's like 150 Rand to 300 Rand for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You decide. But if you put a higher number, then obviously you're going to get it. And what helps you on this is that you can pay at the end of the campaign. And you can even pause your campaign. For example, let's just say you have only 100 Rand and you don't have that 100 Rand yet, and your campaign is almost coming to an end. So you pause the campaign, you add a little extra days, and then you get your trial packs and you can put the money in for the campaign. So you can cheat Facebook if you don't have the money. So these are things that we learned on the way, because a lot of people, like, you know, when we started, you know, either don't have the money or whatever, but this is the only way that you're going to get to people in your area, because it's targeted for your area. So you don't have people coming from outside of your area say, oh, I can't come to FitCamp because it's too far, or, you know, or it's because of traffic and whatever it is. So that's how we get our people in. And everyone knows that we're doing FitCamp. We talk to everyone.
Okay. Excellent. So basically, when then somebody reads your advertising, they send you a WhatsApp message or they contact you on Facebook, I want to be in the boot camp or fit camp. What do you do then next?
Okay, we basically just say thank you very much for your registration or your inquiry. Please find attached a pre-registration form, and we send it off. We don't give them any other further information. We just say the fit camp will be in this area on certain days. We don't tell them where it is, and one of the reasons why is we don't want people rocking up. And on the pre-registration form, the most important thing that we want to know is if they are on Herbalife. Because when they ask if they're on products or whatever it is, or do they intend to, or do they come from another fit camp. And the reason why is because you don't want people that are other customers or other people's customers coming into your fit camp, because you're not allowed to look after other people's customers, because that coach has obviously taken their time and effort to get them onto products or advertise or whatever. So that is the most important thing. And on the pre-registration form, it says who else do you know that wants to come into the fit camp or would like to join you, and that's where the referrals start. I mean, we have so many referrals, we can't even get to it because it's so much of not time. But I mean, we also send a message to them to say, listen, yeah, just send this message onto your contacts, because it becomes more personal for them, and they bring people like that. So that would be the second.
Why do you think you have so many referrals, Rihanna?
I think it's attitude also, because, you know, our aim of FitCamp is to get the community healthy. And by already creating the personal contact in the beginning is, you know, just saying, hey guys, because this particular picture attracts a lot of attention. So people, when they think bootcamp and FitCamp, they're like, oh, this is hard work with tires and ropes and whatever. But when they see this, they're like, oh, this is easy. I'm fat. I can come here. It's okay. You know, nobody's going to judge me. And that's why we get a lot of referrals, because they see this picture first. You know, then it's not like, oh, it's I need to be 100% fit or whatever. And they can see that they can bring children. So in our advert also, we say kids are welcome. I mean, we have kids that were writing the exams and studying and doing homework on the field before they go to FitCamp. So there's no excuse for parents not to bring their children.
Excellent. So tell us, Rihanna and Lukman, the very first boot camp or fit camp, when did you have it? How many people did you have there?
Our first fit camp was one person. Our very, very first camp was one person, and we still did it. You know, we just understood that, listen, we need to do it for us. So we did it. And then that particular person started bringing more people and whatever it is. So in our first camp, we didn't keep stats, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say. We were hopeless at tracking. Okay. And then we realized that, you know what, it's very important for us to track. So it is important. It is so important. So in December, in January was actually the very first time that we really tracked our business. And only because we were tracking did we know our numbers and how many trial packs and whatever it is. So in the month of December, we had 72 campers, out of which 52 were new campers. We did 14 trial packs and we got 5 new customers and we achieved our 500 points. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted, right? In the month of January now, we have 30, just give me a second, I'm just on my page here. We have 32 new campers, 29 old campers, okay? And I have a new coach that's brought 9 people, but a new supervisor's brought 9 people. But out of my 32 new campers, I have 7 new campers from a possible ambassador that just signed up yesterday.
Wow. Okay.
So already we've done our first batch of trial packs. Already that's gone out, and that's already 5 trial packs that's gone out for the first week of Fit Camp.
So brings me to the question, when do you start to introduce the products? Because basically people come excited, come to a free Fit Camp or boot camp. So when do you start to introduce the products?
Okay, so like I said, we have a system in place. Our system, can I go through it quickly? Is that okay?
With pleasure would be great.
Our system is very important. And the reason why is because it has a flow of it. We do our orientation, so we run Fit Camp on a Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We do orientation on the Monday, and then orientation, basically people come stand on the scale, hi, you know, we sign their waiver, we do their Tanita readings, and we basically just tell them when Fit Camp is, and we add everybody in a WhatsApp group. That's it. Okay, we don't do anything else. And then on a Wednesday, we basically do a fit test and we explain the readings. And at that particular time, do we say, you know what, a coach will either contact you, or this is your readings, and this is what we have as on offer from, you know, we have like wellness advisors, and we help people with the trial pack, and it's 99 Rand. We will take orders for Thursday, we'll start on Monday. And the reason why we do that is because we want people to bring their money on Thursday so that they can start on a Monday. Because over the weekend, you know, parties and functions and whatever, and they with us for that 3 or 4 days. So we do Monday trial pack. Okay, so Monday is just a normal class. Thursday would be a class also. Monday.
Rihanna,
Yes?
when you say on a Wednesday they do their fit test and you explain basically a little bit about the trial pack, do you explain, and you say a coach contacts you to understand the readings, is basically the coach sitting with his people then afterwards and explains the readings from the Tanita?
Yes, you see, on the fit test, we, you know, the stats talk, if you watch the Jennifer Mitchell is very long. We run fit test for 30 minutes and we do the stats afterwards. So we have basics. So we'll just talk about body fat, we'll talk about water, we'll talk about the metabolic age, and we'll talk about the visceral fat and how important the breakfast is. And then we basically just share, you know, when we change breakfast, this is what happened to us. So we'll give everybody's results. And we ask the fit campers that's been on trial pack to share their own results, whether they've upgraded or not. So they itself, the new campers will say, oh, okay, I can do this. I need energy. I, you know, want to sleep better. I have digestive issues or whatever it is. And that's where the promotion goes on, because our trial packs from the previous campers are still in our camp. You know, they are consistent here.
Okay, great.
We personally, you know, a lot of the other coaches, what they do is that they sit one-on-one. I WhatsApp, because I don't have time. So I WhatsApp everybody's readings and say, this is your readings, this is where you need to be, and this is where you, if you're interested, this is the option. So we give them the issue and we give them a solution. If they want it, they'll take it. But we don't leave them there. We say to them when they come to camp again, we say, how much protein have you eaten? Are you feeling okay? You know, we're constantly talking about nutrition constantly in the fit camp. How much of water are you guys drinking? You know about fiber. Do you know about little things that we talk about? You know, so that they're not Herbalife. It's just understanding and education. And then in the process, they just say, I can't manage eating 7 eggs in the morning for breakfast. Can you please help me with the trial pack? You know, so, I can't eat tuna fish for morning breakfast. It's all. So we give them other solutions to their issues like breakfast. So we say, don't eat the porridges and whatever. Eat your, your fish, your chicken, or your eggs, and this is how much of eggs you must eat and stuff like that. So they basically find it hard to follow the norm, and then they say, okay, let's start it up. Like, because one of the fit campers that's gotten results will say, oh, I just have my shake for breakfast and it's so easy and blah blah blah, and that's how they get it.
Excellent, super. So people start on the trial pack then all on a Monday.
And then we follow up. So we create a trial pack for that particular people. Say if it's 5 or 6 people, and we congratulate those people on our Fit Camp group. So we have a big Fit Camp group, and we say congratulations to so and so who started the Fit Camp, and we take pictures. So we take pictures of them standing with their trial packs, and we post it onto the main group. And then on the Fit Camp group, on the trial pack that I've created now, let's just say with the 5 people, I send a bulk message to say this is how you would use the products, and this is the snacks and whatever it is, the basic thing that that everybody has. And then, but I individually throughout the 3 days or 4 days, I'll be chatting to them. Hey, it's snack time. Whatever you had for shake. How would you do mix it? So the whole day I'm busy with them. So it's the normal follow-up. And then I come by day 4 already, which is the Thursday. They're like so super amped. Oh, can I start the products? I'm having so much of energy. I feel so amazing. But you already know that because we've had the relationship. So I'm already asking them in that 3 days, who else are you? Who else is looking at you and saying you're looking different? How are you feeling? Did somebody notice your energy today? Did somebody try your tea? I'm already planting the seed about my referrals. So when I do ask them for the referrals, when they do come to me because I want them to become an ambassador, I have no option. They have no choice but to give it to me. Because I've given them the service.
Okay, so when it comes to the upgrade now, so after day 4, they have brilliant results. You upgrade them now to the products, but you talk about ambassador as well.
Yes, what we do, the minute they give us the money, or the people that upgraded, I immediately say to them, if you bring me 2 people that start a trial pack and upgrade, then you qualify to get a 25% discount when you become a VIP customer of ours. And you will get invited to come and see an opportunity where you will be able to see how to become a VIP customer. Some of the other fit camps, however, they are just bring 2 people and trial pack, they don't wait for upgrade. We're going to try and implement it now. We're going to see how it works. But what was working for us before was to upgrade first and then come to an opportunity. So we're still a little bit, we're not 100% sure. We're trying it now in this particular fit camp now to see if it's just the ambassador. Like bring me trial pack and then you come. But before they bring me trial pack, upgrade and then you come.
I lost you there now with the last sentence. So you invite the people basically when they bring you referrals then to become a VIP customer and come to the membership advantages presentation, what we have on a Tuesday.
That's right, yes.
Okay.
So we don't sign up anybody else besides, unless they come to a map, we don't sign them up at all. Even if they come, like I have a lady, she's been with me for 5 fit camps now. And just recently did she decide, I said, great, come and see. Even though she gave me referrals, which we traded before. And she was not on the products. So upgrades were on products, but she wasn't. So I said, you know what, you're welcome to come now and see. Because you are, in with your jobs. So just come and see. And she came and now she's the one that brought 7 new people because she understood all I need to do is bring people to fit camp.
Lovely. So basically, you were talking a little bit about your stats already before. Do you have it in total now? How many participants lead to how many customers to how many members? Because at the end of the day, why we do our business, why we do such an awesome job with the boot camps, what you're doing brilliantly, is also to build an organization. If you wouldn't have built an organization, and mainly you did it actually now in the last couple of months massively, you wouldn't be in global expansion team right now, because this happens only because you have achieved 3 months, or the two of you have achieved 3 months consecutive 20,000 organization volume. So there is something,
Yes.
which means also building an organization. So can you share with us the numbers? You said the very first bootcamp was just 1 person, and it grew now. So what is your average now? What you can calculate when you launch the next bootcamp? Because this is basically, when you do a business, you always want to then present basically your business plan. This is the one side, but also what is the actual numbers out of it?
Okay, the actual numbers, the only thing that was started to work for us is getting the minimum of 50 people into FitCamp. We noticed that in December and we noticed that in January. Out of that 50, will give us our 12 tax one, because we only want to get 500 volume points out. That's all that we look for. It's just 500 personally purchased volume and 1 member. I have created other members. I mean, if you can see that Coach Philly, the one that's doing a plank there, he came out for FitCamp, and he's just there as coach. He just loves being around people, and just like activity and exercise and whatever. So he doesn't bring people. He loves the products. So he's my ambassador. That's a part coach that eventually, when he will get it, he will make an income. He doesn't bring people. He's there every day, every week. He's committed. So our only aim out of FitCamp is to ensure that every single person that is running a FitCamp has a minimum of 50 people in it, so that they can create that momentum. When I went to global expansion team, my team is not doing FitCamp. I think only 3 people are doing FitCamp, and the rest is all doing different stuff. But they use the same concept of, I need to get a lot of people together, so it doesn't matter how often I do it or whether I do it in bulk. And that's what we needed. We changed the culture in our team to say, you know what, you don't need to get 20 people in one spot. You can get 3 or 5 people throughout the week to get your 20, if that's your number. So that's what happened. And we started a lot of new coaches on practice evaluations. So, so when you get a new coach, we say, hey guys, let them come and practice at the FitCamp. So we just choose a random camp and say, hey, can you come and practice at FitCamp for us? Our new coach wants to get confidence or whatever. So that's actually in February in 2015, when I really understood the process. It was also the month that we went first for the global expansion team, by the way, after Gideon Jones. And then our team dropped again.
Yeah, now one more question before I open up that the others can ask questions. Now, when you say you have new coaches now who run the bootcamp as well, are the people not scared that they say, I can't do what you're doing it so great? Is it good to guide somebody to be a coach, to work together with the people, to work with the exercise? What is your idea here?
Okay, you actually, for us, and this was Sean was telling us the other day, because we were creating coaches in the wrong way. When we're looking at our member, we must look at the person that brings a lot of people, that's excited to be there, that's showing member behavior to be part of something. And that is your coach. Not somebody that is into the exercise or whatever it is, but it's somebody that's bringing the people, that's bringing the florals, that's excited to belong to something. And one of the things that we're really good at doing is identifying people that love exercise. And if they love exercise, say, oh, today you do warm up. Oh my God, are you serious? We say, yeah, just do this warm up. So we put them on the spot, or we tell them maybe a day in advance. We say, you like exercise? Would you like to come and do warm up for us, or cool down, or just do something? Teach somebody to show. Sometimes we have people that are very quiet and stuff. So we say, oh, please, can you show somebody how to do a plank? So we'll tell them, please, can you go to the heaviest lady that's like 130 kilos and say, can you please show that lady to do a plank for us, because she can't do it well. So that's how we start building confidence and courage into the people that are quiet and the ones that we are trying to mold. So we get everybody involved, because it's their camp, it's our community service for them, and they understand it. up front, we tell them, guys, this is your fit camp. You better do it. You know, just in case we're not here, whatever it is, you guys must run it for us.
Lovely. Rihanna and Lukman, from your side, is there any specific final tip before I open up that others can ask questions? Is there any final tips of what you have personally learned in the last couple of months, especially with your overall personal development, where you say this is what everybody should really understand and should be patient, or whatever it is?
From our side, it's about taking myself seriously and taking the business seriously. Committing to go to every single meeting, qualifying for every single thing that there is. Even if Herbalife puts up a lollipop as a trial, is to go for it, work for it as soon as we can. Because what we do is what our team will do. We can't tell our team to go to the meetings and we're not going to the meetings. Remove all the excuses that you have. If it's the children that's the reason is that the children have no nanny, that is exactly the reason why we have to go to the meeting. If I'm sick, I have to be at the meeting. I can go to the doctor afterwards or before. Whatever excuse it is, remove the excuses and do what you have to in order for you and to have a clear goal, know exactly what it is that you want from Herbalife. That's basically what I've learned over the past few months now.
From honestly, one of the things that I basically learned was never compare myself to anybody else. Because we were, sometimes we look at others and say, oh, why are they getting success and why not me? But I'm putting the effort in and whatever. And the day that I decided to stop doing that was the day that I started growing. Because personally, I realized that, what, everything that happens is because of me. And if it's up to me, if it's to me, it's up to me. So I have to believe in myself that I have the ability. One of the other things also that we got to respect our time. If we don't respect our time, how are we going to respect our time? And we realize also with Fit Camp is we don't have to beg people to use the products. As long as we are working and educating, you're welcome. I mean, we have people that's coming now only for Fit and they've been with us for like 5-6 Fit Camps. And just understand that, even if Fit Camp is a model to get money, you look at people in a different light because you have the ability to impact them in so many ways, and you can think of a unit at a time instead of one person, because when dealing with children and their residents, and that's the unit that we focus on. We don't focus only on one person, we focus on units, so families, even if it's just having to use it properly, right time and out cell phones, so that the electromagnetic stuff and stuff like that. So it's not like wildlife is life, and we do it simply by having fun.
Just wait 1 second. The quality is getting a little bit worse at the moment. Let's see quickly if there's, sorry to interrupt you there. Let's see if there's a question because I unmuted everybody. And if not a question, then I want to have that last final statement, what you were giving just now. Hopefully you can repeat it. Sorry about that. But because I unmuted everybody, I think that takes out a lot of quality at the moment. So let's hear, is there any questions, any commentary, Rihanna and to Lukman?
No, we found everything that she explained quite clear. Thank you, Bia. Thank you, Rihanna, for explaining. We really enjoyed it. And we're very excited. And we are 3 of us here. It's Ria and Viola and Nella sitting here watching and listening.
So Team Philadelphia will rock, huh?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else?
Thank you.
Tough lady.
Must be careful that I don't mute here President Lukman and Rihanna. I wonder still why it says only President Rihanna and not President Lukman. Mom, you must build on that.
There was a question there that came up.
There's also a question about the fit camp coaches. You know, with regards to the fit camp itself, if there is, if there's specific people that want to do it, then we tell them to watch the videos and we have the flow, which is, the orientation and whatever it is, and we help them to get advertising 100%. That's the most important part, is just the helping of the advertising. Because if they have 50 feet, the flow will, magically happen. But, there is a specific one-on-one or a group session that we usually just run on a Tuesday before MAP, and whoever pitches up, but we don't do it very often. We've only done it twice so far. As people go along with their fit camp, then we see whether they're having any challenges in there. Because if they have the flow and they're doing it according to the days that they've chosen, there is no reason for them to have any problems, because everything is standard. So they shouldn't have problems in not getting 12 packs or whatever it is. Because if they're not getting 12 packs, it means that they don't have the numbers. So 50 numbers is a minimum. I learned, Steve Artman mentioned there was a young guy, when Steve Artman was down at the BBS, this guy from Pretoria or Boksburg that had so many people in his fit camp. I was able to, go to Steve and say, listen, I want that number of that guy. And I spoke to him and he said, we must always use the sweet spot. A sweet spot in tennis is you hit the ball at the least effort with maximum effort. And that's what our sweet spot in fit camp is 50 to 70 campers. And then you are smiling throughout. And just keep on offering, offer. That's all that we do. Because we realize that, people actually rely on us. We are there as angel of change, like we always say. We have the ability to impact so many people's lives, and we don't really understand how it is when they say to us, I can finally tie my shoelaces again just by coming to exercise class, or I was never able to eat my breakfast. Now I'm actually eating breakfast, and I have more energy for my husband. I have more energy for my family. So that alone for us is more than enough. Than putting them on and making money, because money comes eventually.
Yeah. Absolutely right. I have here one question from Lisa. She says, my mic is not working. Does Rihanna do specific training with her fit camp coaches?
So that's what I said is the most important thing is we teach them how to advertise. That I think is the only training that I would actually give them, is just to make sure that their Facebook posting is 100%, their page is 100%. And if they have a budget, like I said, we'll teach them about their little tweaks or whatever it is. But advertising, and then if they're having any follow-ups, if they're having any issues in their fit camp itself, then we will help them with that. But they should follow the flow, and also we teach them about drawing their customer base. So everything is about drawing and their tracking and their house plan and recording everything, so we know. If they're having any challenges, they must just take a picture of their drawing or their house plan and say, listen here, I'm not making money, where am I going wrong? So then we see whether the 12-pack flow is right, or the ambassador flow is right, or they maybe not be asking referrals. So it comes down to tracking also.
So basically you have everything happening on the field, in the park, where you do your boot camp, there's about the trial packs and everything. But when it comes to the coaches training, then you sit around the kitchen table, let me say it in an easy way, and you just sit down with your people and still go into the details that everybody learns the tracking of the business, that they really plan for success and get their numbers in order.
Yes, one of the things that we do is very seldom do we do it in the house, but we tend to do it at the MAP. We try and get them to the MAP as often as possible, because if anybody wants to meet us, we just tell them, come to the MAP at 5 o'clock, on Tuesday. So they come and they stay for the Coaches Academy also. And that's what we sat on in the beginning of the year. We sat on with our leaders and said, guys, if you really want your team to move, you need to be there at the Coaching Academy. You can't allow 45 minutes of that particular session be wasted. And that's why we have so many people that the serious ones, it's always coming there with their members, because they understand that if I want to be a proper Herbalife coach, I need to learn. And that 12-week academy is the most important. So they, most of the time we have most amount of people. It's always LJ and I, we're always trying to compete with each other. But we learn from each other on that particular aspect, because David Bevan said in one of his trainings that we learned online is that, if you are not willing to learn, how on earth do you expect to earn the income? You can't, just get money from the sky if you're not willing to learn and help somebody else.
Very powerful. A final word to the Leadership Development Weekend coming up soon, Rihanna. What do you think about it, Lukman?
If there's anybody that's close to qualifying, whether it's at 4,000 value points or that 2.5 or that new supervisor, help them. I am so honored that I'm going to be on one of the days, and for the first time in my entire history of Herbalife did I actually hear or see the lineup before. And we're just helping as many people to get involved in the leadership development. We know that what's coming is going to change their life forever. So why wouldn't we want to help them? If you can, do your best. Even if it's like 50, whatever it is, 50 practice evaluations will be done, so that you can actually just help them. It's so important to get as many people in there as possible. And the new supervisors, they you have the ability to change their life forever.
Rihanna, there is not much more to say. We have a fantastic guest speaker there who will talk about the social media, where it's actually making the picture around what you explained already about social media and using social media. We are very honored and blessed that we had you on this call. This was one photo also you sent to me. I just wanted to share it with everybody. Believe in yourself. The kitten is looking actually in the tiger's face. And that's really a picture of the two of you. You're always moving forward. And when there's interesting to watch the two of you, whenever there is something to do to make, we're organizing now the entire month, the last BBS, which was a huge success. And anything what comes up, it's just, no problem, I do it. And I wonder sometimes how you do it, because to manage 3 kids and a husband, the 3 kids is not a problem, but the husband maybe sometimes. And to manage in this time, to build a business in a fantastic way with a fantastic team who's looking up to you and working together with you. We are really blessed that you spent this hour with us. So I just can say thank you to the two of you. We really appreciate your time and your effort, especially on that special day. I hope you still find some special quality time together, the two of you. I know you can't have this thermal tea before, so I think it's a while. Thank you.
And I sincerely hope that we were able to inspire someone on this call.
Yes. Baya, thanks. Guys, thanks for having us on this call. Hope to see many of you
on Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday, and working towards your goals, and at the Leadership Development Weekend. And we are also we're looking forward to our overseas travel when we go. We're going for extravaganza. It's just going to be amazing. Yes.
Thank you, guys. And we see you all on Tuesday at the Met.
Lovely, lovely. Yeah, that will be awesome, your overseas trip. Absolutely stunning. Vacations, absolutely stunning. Qualified for everything. And this is your attitude. Qualified for everything, Absolutely stunning. Liesl also writes back, but a lot out of it. Thank you, guys. And then thank you to everybody who took extra time for tonight's call. I know when you take extra time and extra effort, then you get also the extra pay. Rihanna and Lukman was talking about this as well. The two of you, lots of success further, and to the rest of the team also lots of success, and looking forward to see everybody soon at the LDW, see everybody soon at the MEP on Tuesday. Have an awesome evening. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
That's awesome.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Baya.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.